Brighton 0, Arsenal 3 player ratings, predicted 3-0. I'm so happy with the prediction. We got it. 3 more goals. We've won 5 games in a row now away from home. Was it 5? Maybe even more than that. We win so many games. 5 clean sheets in a row away from home. Absolutely crazy. Everyone scoring, everyone delivering, everyone contributing. You love to see it. David Raya, another clean sheet for him, man. I'm sure he's really enjoying being an Arsenal player. David Raya for today, he made a couple of good saves today. He kept a clean sheet. Maybe in the first few minutes, the kicking was not that great, but by now we already know Raya is our goalkeeper. I have no problem with it. Ramsdale is still an Arsenal player in case anything happens to Raya. Ramsdale, you might still need him this season, so absolutely no problem. David Raya, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10 for today. I'm sure some of you are starting to like him now. The people were not really convinced about him, but he does the job. The aerial balls as well, the corner kicks and the free kicks, he was handling them well. So I'm going to give David Raya an 8 out of 10. Let's go to the left back, Zinchenko. Again, I know some of you don't like Zinchenko, but today, apart from that time, he missed the ball, didn't really cost us. The rest of the game, he was really, really good. He was part of the defense as well. Going forward, the passes, always exciting to see Zinchenko going. Maybe we need to see him in midfield, because I think in midfield, he'd really be good. But then again, the problem is, where in midfield? Because you have Rice there, you have Partey there, you have Odegaard there, so there's nowhere really he can play. Jorginho is there as well. But listen, I still want him to stay here next season. I don't think we need to sort out our defense next season. Let's go and get a backup for Saka. Let's go and get another midfielder. Let's go and get a striker. Let's go and get a backup goalkeeper if Ramsdale is going to leave that seat. We don't really need a defender, especially if Timber comes back. Tomiyasu signed a contract. Saliba signed a contract recently. All those players are going to stay, so I'm happy with that. Zinchenko, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10 for today. I know some of you would say 5. Come on, man. Don't let the hate for the player get too much to you. Very, very good performance apart from that error that gifted them a corner, but apart from that, really, really good. He kept a clean sheet as well, got the job done, 8 out of 10. Ben White on the other side, I absolutely love Ben White. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10 as well. I mean, he got touched like this and then he fell down like he had been shot. Listen, it's Ben White. Benny Blanco can do whatever he wants. I love how he doesn't care, man. This guy said he doesn't even watch football. Like, he doesn't care. He just comes, plays 90 minutes, puts a 9 out of 10 performance, and then just goes home and watches, I don't know, whatever he watches at home. Like, he doesn't even want to go play for England. He just wants to go home to his girlfriend and, doesn't even watch football, maybe watch a movie and go to sleep. The next day he comes back and plays for Arsenal. Why wouldn't you love Ben White, man? Benny Blanco, just there to do his job. Nothing much. Nothing less, nothing more, nothing less. Absolutely fantastic. 8 out of 10 for Ben White. I don't have the stats with me, so I'm just going to go with what I watched in the game. Gabriel. Oh, he could have scored like 3 goals today. He's incredible in terms of attacking set pieces. I don't think there's any, maybe Van Dijk only Van Dijk can like match up to Gabriel in terms of attacking set pieces from corners and free kicks. He's phenomenal. Like, it's very hard to mark him, and he's very strong. He doesn't let anyone bully him. If you compare that to what we had a few years ago, come on, man. Gabriel takes responsibility. That's another thing we have with our defenders. People taking responsibility. I'm sure we talk about Mustafi a lot and all that, but you guys do remember, if you remember clearly, Mustafi used to make a mistake and then he would ask everyone else, what have you done? You remember that? Mustafi used to make a mistake and then he'd look at everyone else like, what have you done? When he's the one who's made a mistake. These days, even if we make a mistake, if Saliba makes a mistake, he knows he's the one who's made a mistake. Sorry, let's go on. If Zinchenko knows he's made a mistake, he puts his hand up. Sorry, I've given away a corner. It's my fault. Let's go on. Players take responsibility. Players are there. They get the job done. No one blames the other and all that. Fantastic to see. Gabriel, that block he put in the last 5 minutes, even if we are 3 goals up, that is what we want. That's like a goal for them, those defenders. Raya was celebrating, Trossard was celebrating. The connection in this team, Gabriel and Saliba. If you watch that video they had on YouTube when they were cheating in the quiz, you can just tell they don't care. Gabriel, Saliba, they were just literally cheating in a quiz and stuff. You love them, man. Absolutely love them. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10 just because of that block. I'm going to give him an extra point. That was absolutely fantastic. He was a very good, like a threat in the final third in the corners and free kicks. Could have scored, maybe should have scored in the first minute of the game. That should have been a goal. Put it on target. That's all I can ask for. But for the rest of the game, solid, man. I cannot complain about Gabriel. 9 out of 10 for Gabi. His defensive partner, Saliba, got the yellow card, as someone said, a bit unfair, but in the first half, he should have had a yellow card. But apart from that, solid as always. Nothing to complain about with these players. I'm going to give Saliba an 8 out of 10. I have the stats now. If I can check in terms of blocks and all that, let me just see. Saliba, he made one clearance, he made one tackle. So yeah, it's just a good performance. Nothing, doesn't make anything too hard. In terms of passes and all that, is just incredible. In terms of duels, can I get the duels as well? He won half of his duels. He won all of his aerial duels, 2 out of 2. 8 out of 10 for Saliba, just absolutely solid. So the other games like Luton, we'd get a clean sheet, but people would say, which I agree with, we didn't really have a lot to do. But today, especially in the first half and some runs in the second half from Adingra and those guys, we had some things to do, so they had to defend well. So Raya 8, Gabriel 9, Saliba 8, Ben White 8, Zinchenko 8. Let's go to the midfield. Declan Rice. Declan Rice, he made so many runs going forward, man. Like he could easily have gotten a goal as well. I was thinking 7, but maybe could it be an 8 out of 10? He just makes everything look so easy to the point where these days I watch Declan Rice, even if he does something magnificent, I'm like, yeah, he does that every day. Like even something crazy, I just feel like it's just so normal for Declan Rice. He's just one of the best signings already in the Emirates era for us. He had 51 touches of the ball. I wanted to check if he created any chances. 3 key passes, Declan Rice. He also had 1 interception, 2 tackles, 3 clearances. Like, this guy is just incredible, man, Declan Rice. Until today, we've seen Declan Rice playing poorly once. That was against West Ham at home. That is the only game Declan Rice has played poorly, which is crazy. And every time Declan Rice wears this jersey, he always does incredible things, like against Luton, what he did against Luton. So 8 out of 10 for Declan Rice for today. Did his job. Jorginho, seriously becoming one of my favorite Arsenal players as well. Who would have thought Jorginho would be like such an important player for us? In terms of experience, we really need him there. And he's not signed a new contract yet. I really hope he does, because if you lose Jorginho and you lose Partey, all of a sudden, once again, you start needing 2 midfielders or something crazy like that, 2 or 3. Because we already need a midfielder. So if you don't have Jorginho and Partey in the team, you need 3. And Jorginho, I don't think he's getting paid too much money per week and all that. So he's bringing the experience. You can tell he has a connection with all the players. All the players have something to learn from him. He's one of the few players who's won those big trophies in our team already. The run that he made for the goal, the Havertz goal, fantastic run, fantastic awareness. Like, he knows Declan Rice is there. I can now make the run. Even if you lose the ball, Declan Rice has covered for me. Also, Declan Rice, in terms of covering, they just understand each other so easily, man. All those little things that they bring to the team that they make it look so easy, to the point where Brighton can't really have a shot in like the last 30 minutes. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. That assist gets him an extra mark. Very good assist. We needed that second goal, and he popped up, he went forward and got us the goal. Very good assist to Kai Havertz. You love to see it. If I check some of his stats, he created 1 big chance. The long balls as well. Really, really good. He always does that every game. He had 2 interceptions, 1 tackle. He was only dribbled past once. He won almost half of his grand duels as well. Fantastic. 9 out of 10 for Jorginho. Who was playing next to them? It was Martin Odegaard. I mean, Odegaard, when Odegaard has the ball, every time you watch him, you're like, man, this guy makes football look so easy. He didn't really get a goal and assist today, but he did create a couple of chances, and in terms of pressing and all that, him and Havertz in terms of pressing, really, really good in terms of pressing. They don't allow the opposition to have the ball for even 5 seconds. Always pressing, always trying to get the job done. Even if he doesn't score, the thing is, you don't have to score every day. You don't have to assist every day. But if you do all the other things well, I'm happy with you. If you do all the other things well, I'm happy with you. He made 1 key pass today. He created 1 big chance. He won 2 out of his 5 ground duels. He made 2 interceptions in midfield. I have no problem with it. And another thing with Odegaard, plays every single game almost 90 minutes. Today he was subbed off around the 90th minute, but he's usually like fit to play every single game 90 minutes. You love to see it, man. One of the best traits about a footballer is availability. That's the best thing, because Partey is great, but he's not always available. Zinchenko is good, great, however you want to say it. Not always available. Tomiyasu is great, not always available. You can go to the other teams, the Luke Shaws at Man United and all those players. The people can say good, Lisandro Martinez, but they're not always available. But a player like Odegaard, he is always there. So that's a very, very good trait for him. So I'm going to give Odegaard for today. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I still feel like Jorginho and Rice were slightly better. So 7 out of 10. Hopefully that is fine enough. Is that the least I've given today so far? Yeah, that's the least I've given today. So the competition in this Arsenal team is very high. Like so far, Odegaard has the least in terms of ratings. I've given him a 7 out of 10. Let's go to the forward players. Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka. I mean, the chance that he missed, I think, should have put it on target. He scored a penalty. Very good penalty. Just never expect him to miss. I know he's missed a couple, but I really don't expect him to miss. I usually expect him to score. For the rest of the game, first half, yes, he was always lively. I wanted to give him a 7 out of 10, but he got a goal, so I'm going to give him an extra mark. I wanted to give him a 7, but because he scored, I'm going to give him an 8. Because let me tell you one thing with them. The way I've said Odegaard and Havertz, even if they don't score, they really press and they put the opposition under a lot of pressure. One thing that people fail to realize is Saka, the amount of defensive work he does every single game. Sometimes the opposition has a corner and he's the one clearing the ball almost every single time. He made Havertz at the back. Every time Saka is back defending. Like against Man City, people can say Jesus and Saka, yeah, they didn't score. Defensively, they did a lot of work having to defend. They're basically playing like fullbacks in that game. And today, Saka comes back and defends. There's a lot of players in these other teams, luxury players that don't come back to defend. They don't. And I usually hear other opposition fans complaining about those players. Rashford is a good example. Man United fans complain because Rashford walks and he doesn't come back to defend. Saka, you can never say that. We never see Saka walking on the pitch and not coming back to defend. Never. So all that combined with the goal that he scored, took the ball, let me take the penalty 1-0, because Odegaard usually takes some of our away penalties, especially our fast penalties when you go to penalty shootouts as well. But Saka, 8 out of 10. Love his defensive work, and I take that into consideration as well. Gabriel Jesus, I think even though he missed a couple of chances, he was really good in the first half. He got us the penalty. I really wanted him to score. Second half, a bit quiet, so I'm going to take that into consideration as well. But first half, really, really good. If I was just doing the first half, I would have given him like an 8 out of 10. But second half, a bit quiet, but he got us the penalty. I'm going to give him the same as Odegaard, 7 out of 10 for today. Gabriel Jesus playing on the left side. Another thing I love about our team, I really have a lot of things about this Arsenal team, a lot of things. I can literally mention like 100 of them. Defense is good. Connection is good. Team spirit is good. We are scoring a lot of goals. We are keeping clean sheets. You know, the new signings are great. The manager is great. The set piece coach, we can go on and go on and go on with all the things I love about this team. The other thing I love about Arsenal is the players can play anywhere. You know, we can put Jesus on the left today, on the right tomorrow. He can play striker tomorrow. The next day after that, Havertz can play striker. He can play number 8. Rice can play number 6, 8. The next day, Martinelli these days is playing on the right side. 3 games in a row he's played on the right side. Trossard, we can be in the middle on the left side as a number 8. Kivio, whichever place you want. Ben White, whichever place you want. Tomiyasu, whichever place you want. Like, literally the only player maybe you cannot play several positions in that Arsenal team is maybe Jorginho, because he's perfected the number 6. Listen, we've never tried. Maybe if you put Jorginho as a number 10, he'll score a couple of goals and get a couple of assists. Who knows? But even if you bring in Ketia from the bench, he can play on the left side. On the right side, doesn't really matter. So Jesus, 7 out of 10. Who have I not rated yet? Havertz. Kai Havertz, because again, absolutely love him. I always said I like him, I'm going to give him time. Now I'm saying I love him. You know, those are words we use for Odegaard and Saka, but I'm also going to use that word for Kai Havertz. Fantastic run for the goal. And that is not, even if you take away the goal and you take away the assist, he did everything else so well. He could have had like 4 assists today and like 3 goals today. Like that pass to Jesus for the first half, that cross, the intelligence of running in behind. And people take that for granted, like, yeah, he's just scoring tap-ins. Really? Did you see the run that he was making, the runs he was making in behind and creating chances for the players? And it's not only that, he presses so well, and it's not only that, he clears the ball a lot of times and the other team has corners and free kicks, and he still comes back and makes a very, very quick pass to Trossard and gets an assist for that. So a goal and an assist for Kai Havertz. Fantastic performance from him. Nothing really. The only thing, as I said, about Odegaard and Havertz, when you get a chance, just be confident in terms of shooting more. Don't be worried about missing. Just shoot the ball. Even if it's on your right foot, just shoot the ball. You never know what is going to happen. Sometimes I feel like they try to make it perfect. Just shoot the ball. You never know what can happen. But in terms of today's performance, defensively, creative-wise, made very many good runs, finished the turns. I cannot complain about it a lot at all. Fantastic. I'm going to give him 9 out of 10 for Kai Havertz. 9 out of 10. I was so close to giving him a 10. If he got like an extra assist or a goal, usually, as we say in these player ratings, it is very easy for me to move you from a 1 to 2, from a 2 to 3, from a 3 to 4, from a 5 to 6, from a 7 to. But when you get that 7 to 8, I start looking at more details. Like, okay, did you get an assist? Did you get a goal? Okay, did you make a block off the line and all that? And then if you get you to 9, before I get you to 10, I'll start looking at even more details. Like, was it a perfect performance? Did you give away the ball just once in the whole game? That is fine. So before you get to a 10, you need even more. But very happy with this performance, 9 out of 10 for today. And I told people, if Havertz starts getting 9 out of 10, you people are going to be in a lot of trouble. Opposition teams, if Havertz and Jorginho are getting 9 out of 10, people are going to be in a lot of trouble, because those are not even our best players, but they are performing very, very well. Chelsea rejects, as people would call them. 9 out of 10 for Kai Havertz for today. From the bench, who came off the bench first? It was Trossard. Trossard was the first one to come off the bench. I think he was very, very good. He could easily have had 2 or 3 goals. Tested the goalkeeper, scored a very good goal. He looped it over the goalkeeper. He ran with it and then looped it over the goalkeeper. You love to see it against his former team. I wish he celebrated in front of the Brighton fans, but I don't think he has a problem with Brighton fans. It was the manager. He came on 30 minutes. Fantastic. Remember, he scores a lot as well. His goal got us to penalties against Porto. We were struggling for goals in that tie. He got us the goal. Burnley scored the goal as well. West Ham scored an incredible goal. He scores a lot of goals. Like, that time you were saying, oh my goodness, Saka's only scored 4 goals, Havertz has only scored twice, Odegaard has only scored once. Oh my God, we need a striker. We are so done. Why did Arteta not sign a striker? At that time, people are saying that. Now, I think all of these players are about to get 10 goals already, all of them. Havertz is on like 9 goals this season. Trossard is, I think, maybe at 10 already. So many goals. Like, all of them, they have a lot of goals this season. I can check. I can even check right now as I do the rating for Trossard. All of them, they're very, very involved. And Trossard, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. That is very high for a player coming off the bench, but I was very impressed with this bench with 30 minutes. So that's quite great. I wanted to give him a 7 because Odegaard and Jesus did a lot of work throughout the game. But Trossard did his work. Nothing to complain about. So I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Who came on at the same time with him? Martinelli. Didn't get a lot of the ball. I was hoping he'd get like through balls and all that because of his pace. Last season he did that. He scored a goal at the Amex Stadium. Martinelli. Did he create a chance? No, he didn't, right? To be fair to him, didn't have a lot to do, but today I'm not going to give anyone below a 7. I'm going to give him a 7, but it's a 7 going down to like a 6.5 or something. He was on for the same time as Trossard, but obviously I think we're kind of using the left side more after Trossard came on. And Martinelli, as I said, everyone can play everywhere, but I still prefer Martinelli on the left side. I prefer having, if it's both of them on the pitch at the same time, I rather have Trossard on the right side and Martinelli on the left side. And if you noticed, when Martinelli moved to the left side, like the last 5 minutes after Nketiah came on, he was all of a sudden getting on the ball and putting in crosses, and he could easily have gotten a goal from one of his assists or one of his crosses. I still prefer him on the left side. Would I start him against Bayern Munich on the left side? I would start him against Bayern Munich on the left side. I want it's going to be so hard. I'm going to have the preview for that tomorrow. I'm going to think about it tonight and see what I would go for as I watch WrestleMania. WrestleMania is here. If you watch WrestleMania is here. Martinelli, 7 out of 10. For today, who else came on? Tomiyasu. Where's Tomiyasu? Tomiyasu made some incredible runs going forward. He actually almost got to the end of a through ball or something like that. Again, we kept a clean sheet. He was part of that team. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. So I've gotten the goals. Before I come to the rest of the ratings, Saka has gotten 14 goals in the Premier League. Havertz 9, Trossard 8, Odegaard 7. All of them could easily get to 10. Martinelli 6, he could easily get to 10. Then Jesus and Ketia 5-4. So we could easily have 7-8 players more than 7 goals at the end of the season. So Tomiyasu 7. Who else came on at the end? They went on for too long. But Vieira did make a very good pass when he came on. So 6 out of 10. And Ketia as well, 6 out of 10. They weren't on for too long. 6 out of 10 for both of them. Even though they were just on for 5 minutes, Ketia could easily have scored, and Vieira could easily have had an assist as well. They were so open in those last 20 minutes. We could easily have gotten a 4th goal. Mikel Arteta is not good enough. Like, why the hell is he the Arsenal manager? I hope you can see why. Mikel Arteta is getting a 9 out of 10 for today. Brilliant. Like, these days we go to, going to a team like Brighton, they have not lost at home since August. We made it look like it was a team that has been losing every single home game. That's not an easy team to play against, but we went there, made it look so easy. And on top of that, this is a team that usually beats us, Brighton. This season we said, nah, we are a different team. Home and away, 3 points, 3 points. We're not going to mess around with you. That's one of our bogey teams, like, we've taken points away from. So really, really fantastic performance. Lineup, he went with Zinchenko, fantastic. He had a very good performance against Brighton last time. He knows we're going to get on the ball a lot and doesn't really need a lot of power, as someone said. So he plays Zinchenko for this one. And I wouldn't really start to in a game like this, because I need him against Bayern, so you don't want to play him in this 90 minutes and then he gets injured. You save him for the crucial games, so the defensive games, the game that he might be up against a Sane or something. And Sane is currently injured anyway, so we might end up not facing him, but he might end up facing someone like a Gnabry. You need that energy, you need that defensive ability of one-on-one. I think he's our best one-on-one defender, so we need Tomiyasu for that. So Mikel Arteta today, the subs, I was happy to see that he made the subs at the perfect time. The lineup, fantastic. We got the win. We just don't give anyone a chance to shoot the ball these days. Defensively, very solid. Midfield, we just control every single game. You watched the Chelsea-Man United game the other day, and you see Man United shot, Chelsea shot, Man United shot, Chelsea shot, like 30 shots. Against Arsenal, you can never have that. You're going to have maybe 3-4 shots at most, and that is it. Like, we're going to make it boring on purpose. You're going to get our 3 goals, and then you're not going to allow you to have any shots because of that difference. You love to see it, but you absolutely love to see it.